Hi everyone, welcome back. If you've watched the video previous to this, you'll have seen the 5 objections that we covered that downsizers might have or make during their downsizing process. And I'm just trying to address those and give some positive answers so that I can help you. If you don't know me, I'm Gina Wakeham and I'm a real estate advisor in Victoria, BC. I help buyers and sellers in Saanich and the greater Victoria area achieve a successful, stress-free sale or purchase through education, strategy, and modern marketing. And if you are someone you know is thinking of downsizing and you need help, you want someone to talk to, my details are in the description box below. I'm happy to help you, whether you're in my area or not in my area, or if you need an agent in your own area, I'll help you find someone there. Today, I just want to address some of those remaining objections that might come across your downsizing experience. Number 6. I need to sell my house before the market changes. The market is just not that predictable, or as predictable as maybe sometimes people think. There are definite trends. You usually see slowing down during the holidays, and you usually see an increase in inventory and activity in spring. But if we have not learned anything from COVID, pre-COVID and during COVID, one thing I learned is that was surprising. It was a little bit shocking. I think nobody knew what was going to happen. And something in our circumstances could change tomorrow and things could change again. Just know that there's no 100% predictability, but there are trends and you can discuss them with your agent. Selling under pressure is going to reduce your negotiation power. If the buyer senses or you tell them that you're under pressure, you need to sell, that is not going to work in your favor. You really don't want the buying side to know when you're selling what your situation is. You want to keep that private, and you don't want to tell even people who might live in the community around you. It's just best to keep that quiet because you don't want the buyer to know. If they think that you're under pressure, they're going to go, oh, they're in a panic. They're going to take my lowball offer, even though you counter that. You get my point. So don't leave yourself in a stressful situation where you're under pressure. You want to avoid. Now, thoughtful planning will lead to better outcomes. You've heard me say it before. Have a clear plan. Talk to your real estate agent. Know step by step by step what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. And then you can actually list the property when the time is right for you and meets the other requirements that are surrounding the actual sale portion of your downsizing journey. Number 7, I moved before. I know what to expect. Downsizing or resizing, when you're 50, 60, or 70, it is not the same. For example, when you made a similar horizontal move, maybe in your 20s or 30s. And if you moved into a home under that kind of time frame and have been in that home now for 30 years, you're going to be shocked. Things have changed. The way you go about buying and selling has changed, and information accessibility has changed. It's all changed. If you haven't done this in a long time, you probably don't know what to expect, but your agent will be able to walk you through the process. The other thing you can become more aware of early in the process is getting copies of all of the contract pieces and the addendums and the property disclosure statements and the disclosure for this and that, so that you clearly understand the process. Because if you haven't done it in a while, trust me, it's changed. Also, if you're going to be moving into a smaller home, well, there's a lot of things you're going to have to address. The size of your furniture, what you can take, what you have to leave, what kind of floor plan is going to work for you. When you're moving to something bigger, you probably didn't have to worry about how you were going to use all the space in the beginning. You kind of filled it as you went. But when you're going to something smaller, you're going to need to have a real clear plan of where you're going and what you're taking and how you're going to go about it. Also, if you're older now, your physical limitations towards packing and moving and unpacking, even to go look at houses. If you're looking in October, is it pouring rain? Do you have a walker? Your physical limitations or changes, if you have had them over the past several years, will make moving harder. You want to be prepared for that. Oh my gosh. Objection 8. I'll just rent a storage locker for now. It seems like the easy answer, but you're going to pack a whole bunch of things into boxes that you had to buy, and you had to spend money and time wrapping and putting it in there, and then paying someone to move it to your storage locker where you're paying to store it, and you are probably not ever going to go there to get any of those items back out. I've said it before, you're probably not going to go through a dark, cold, wet storage locker to find a set of dishes that you've decided to use for the first time in 20 years, or a set of towels, or a book that you read 30 years ago. It's just probably not going to happen. I have a lady, she's a client, she lost her husband, she moved into a suite, sold her home, it was just too big, and I'm going to put everything in the storage locker. I see her regularly. I saw her the other day and I'm like, subtly brought up the storage locker. And I know for a fact in 4 years, she has never taken one thing from the storage locker. And then her kids are just going to have to deal with it when something happens. Just try to avoid the storage locker. If you've got extra room, put items aside in a room you don't use, and if you don't use it or you haven't used it since the 80s, maybe you don't need it. Don't spend money, time, and energy on a storage unit if you don't have to. I want a smaller home, not a smaller life. Well, downsizing really is about increasing your freedom and opening up your lifestyle. You're not spending your time cleaning, on unnecessary home maintenance, on unnecessary utility bills because you're heating a whole house. You only need to have 3 rooms of it heated, maybe 4. So you're really freeing up equity and energy and reducing stress and work. Don't think of it as a smaller life. Do be prepared that if you're going into a smaller condo or house or townhome, that there's going to be things you're going to have to adjust to. It's like, oh, I can smell you cooking bacon from here. You don't like the smell of bacon. I don't like the smell of bacon. I don't mind eating bacon. I don't want to smell the bacon. And I'm in a big house. So in a small house, that's just probably, if you don't like bacon, going to be an issue. But you get my point. The smaller houses, even going up and down stairs and walking room to room, if you're getting a little bit older, the smaller is just going to be easier. It's going to be easier. You forget something in the other room, you're not going way down that hallway to get it. You just have to zip into the other room. Now, often you might find amenities in a community facility that is going to replace some of the space that you were currently using. Now, community amenities can replace some lost square footage. Say you move into a strata complex of some sort. Often they might have guest rooms, they have gyms, they have pools, they have a storage locker. You can use that storage locker. Completely understandable. But you might find that there's additional space provided within the community that you're purchasing within. The last objection, I don't want to lose my memories. I can't imagine how difficult it is to leave a house that you've been in 20, 30 years and you've raised your children and you've had pets come and go and had holidays there. You know, the tie to those memories is so strong. But remember, they're the memories of the house, not the house. And you can take those with you. I used an analogy before. When was the last time you kissed your wall or hugged your door or told your bathtub or washer that you loved it? Probably not, because you're not in love with the drywall or the flooring or the heating. You're in love with the memories that you have there. And you'll be able to come up with a system, whether it's digitizing photos, making photo boxes. Are they photo boxes? It's like a box and it's a couple inches wide, and you could put things in it, and then you can hang that on the wall instead of having the whole collection. You can keep a few. Can't think of the name, but you know what I'm talking about. Letting go of things often opens up space for new experiences and new things. While you might donate a large desk that you're really not using anymore, maybe you'll replace it with something smaller you can still put your computer on, and it's just not taking up as much space, but it's prettier and it's newer and it's nicer. Your next chapter can still reflect meaningful memories of the past. And I guarantee if your family was at your home and brought you so much joy there, come to your new home, you'll have great experiences there, and you'll probably meet new friends and try new things. And one thing to remember is when you're young, you get your first kiss, you get your driver's license, you graduate, you get married, you have a baby, you get on a plane the first time. But when you get older, it's kind of like everything gets a little repetitive. Like finding some things that are new and exciting, it just doesn't come as easy. Take it as an opportunity to start a new chapter of your life and move forward. I hope going through those objections and concerns you have found to be helpful. Please check out the description box below, because there will be a link to a downloadable guide to help you further in your downsizing journey. And you can always scan the QR code for my information. I'm Gina Wakeham with eXp Realty and the Wakeham Davies Group. Thanks for watching. I hope you like and subscribe, and I hope you will explore the next video.